Now we are doing Chapter 4, Assignment 3, European Elections, and it's in page 126 of the textbook. So the first thing about creating the spreadsheet and entering the data is already done. The second point says rename sheet 1 as European Election Results. So you go down to the tab, you right click it, you choose rename, and you type in the required information, which is European Election Results. And we press enter on our keyboard to have that accepted. We're going to calculate the percentage gain or loss. Because we know we want these to be percentages, it's a good idea to format them as percentage before you even start. To calculate percentage change or loss, we need to get the votes for 2014, subtract the votes for 2008, have all of that in brackets and divide by the figures for 2008. So that will be equal, open a bracket, C4 minus B4, close the bracket, slash B4. And we'll copy that formula down for the rest. And we have negative numbers here because sometimes the party lost votes as compared to their previous time out. Chart 1 is display votes 2008 using a pie chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 414. So a pie chart will only handle one set of figures at a time, plus the names. So for the first thing, we're doing the election results for 2008, but we'll need the party names as well. So we highlight party and votes 2008. And we go insert. Again, I like to go the long way. Recommended charts, all charts, pie. And the question asks for a 2D pie, which is the first choice. And we say OK. So the second thing on the table is that the chart's title should read Election Results 2008. So if I highlight the chart title, and if I click again a second time, I get a little blinking cursor. And if I get rid of what's there already and type in what's required, and click into the general background of the chart to get that accepted. In a pie chart, we really need data labels to give us more information. So in order to get data labels, we go to the cross, we choose data labels, but we come out the side to get more information. And again, it's quite useful to go to more options. When you do, you get a sort of side panel. Within that side panel, there are 4 icons on the top that do different things. So one has to do with fill and border. The other has to do with other formatting choices. This has to do with size and alignment. This is the one we want because this is the one to do with information relating to the chart, such as what we want to display. So at the moment, it's saying value, meaning the actual number of votes. We actually want percentage. Now, in this case, you can't untick value before you have ticked percentage. So you tick percentage and then tick the tick out of value. In terms of the positioning, at the moment it's choosing best fit, but we're going to say outside end. And we can close that down when we have finished using the formatting. In this case, the chart location is to be in the European Election Results worksheet. Chart position below the data. So we can move it like any object we move in any of the Microsoft applications. If you want to make the chart a little bit smaller, but not to distort it, you need to catch a corner handle and push in. And that basically keeps the shape the same, but just makes it smaller. The next thing asks us to apply the subtle effect dark 1 shape style. So the shape styles are in format. And if we drop this down, we see all the shape styles, and it's this one here. Subtle effect black dark 1. So that's chart 1 done. So now if we want to do chart 2. Chart 2 says display votes 2014 using a pie chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 415. So here we need to highlight the party names, hold down the control key, and the votes for 2014. And then we go insert, recommended charts, all charts, pie. We choose the 2D pie. And we say OK. The chart title should read Election Results 2014. So if I highlight the chart title, if I click it once, I get the selection handles around it. If I click into it a second time, I get the cursor, and I can get rid of the word votes and say election results. And click into the background of the chart to get that accepted. Data labels, we want percentage data labels at the outside end position. So we need to click the plus. We can highlight data labels, but don't actually put a tick in it just yet. Go out the side, choose more options, and we want percentage, and we take out the tick from value, and we go outside end. Chart position is to be on this work sheet down underneath the other chart. And we probably need to resize it to make it resemble the other chart in size. Then underneath the table it says apply the subtle effect black dark 1 shape style. So that's basically the same one as the previous. So we need to be in the format tab for shape styles. Drop down the menu, and it's the same as the previous time. Chart 3. Display votes 2008 and 2014 on a separate chart sheet using a bar chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 416. So as we saw with the pie charts, we can only have one series of data in a pie chart, but in a bar chart we can have the two elections together. So we highlight the parties, the votes for 2008 and the votes for 2014, and we want to go insert, recommended charts, all charts, bar. 2D clustered bar is what's asked of us. We say OK. And the chart title is to be called Analysis of Voting Patterns. So since I actually want to just replace what's written there, I can just highlight it once and go in the formula bar, Analysis of Voting Patterns. And press enter to have that accepted. We want data labels on this value outside end position. So if we click the little plus, and we can go outside of data labels and go more options. We're specifically looking for value, which is what's already chosen, and outside end, which is what's already chosen. And this time we want it on a separate chart sheet named Analysis by Year. So once you're in the actual chart, you can make sure you're on the Design tab and Move Chart. At the moment it's an object in the election results sheet, but we want it on a new sheet which we're calling analysis by year. We say OK to that. So it goes onto a sheet of its own, and as you can see it's actually better, because with the labels at the end of each bar it was quite crowded on the little one that it was in. Apply a shape outline of black to the bars. Now there's two sets of bars, there's a red set and a blue set, so you can only highlight them one at a time, one set at a time. So again, the easiest thing to do is go Format, and from the drop down menu choose, first choose Votes, Series Votes 2008, and you can go Shape Outline and just pick a colour, which we need to use is black. You really can't see it until you click away from it. You can see there's a little black outline. And now if we do the same for the 2014, so in the Format tab, choose Votes 2014, Shape Outline, black. And again, when you click away from it, you can see that there's a little outline. Now, chart 4. Display percentage gain or loss by party on a separate chart sheet using a column chart. Attach a data table to the chart. Information relating to chart setup is displayed in table 417. So first of all, let's go back to our information sheet. And this time we want the party names and the percentage gain / loss. We need the chart type to be a 2D clustered column, so we go Insert, Recommended Charts, All Charts. The table asks that the chart title be Shift in Voting Patterns. So if I just click once on the chart title, because I'm going to totally replace it, it's easier to go into the formula bar and type in the new information, Shift in Voting Patterns, and press Enter. We want data labels percentage outside end position. So we discovered the last time that the default is actually outside end position. So we go plus and we just pick the word data labels. In this particular case, the values are actually percentages. The next thing we're being asked for is a data table. So again, that's a new element. So we just click into our chart. We click the plus. Now you can see that there's data table here. I do want to choose though before I put the tick in. So I want it with no legend keys. So I click no legend keys there. And we have what is required. And finally, we want this to be in a separate sheet called Voting Patterns. Again, you need to be clicked into the chart to get the Chart Tools tabs, and the one we want is Design, Move Chart to a new sheet called Voting Patterns. And we say OK to that. Finally, we're asked to update chart data. So we click on European election results, and we will find that we need to change the votes in 2014 for the independents to 28907. And when we do, we then check our charts for the following changes. In the election results 2014 pie chart, the independents, who are shown in orange, have increased from 4% to 6%. In the analysis of voting patterns bar chart, independents vote for 2014 has increased to 28907. And in the shift in voting patterns column chart, independence percentage gain has increased to 84%. And now we save our spreadsheet.